Have you considered creating video content for LinkedIn but shied away because you don't think it will look professional enough? If you have, I totally get it, because creating video content can be really daunting. I think we often feel that we need to create videos that are really professional looking and are highly produced, especially if that's what we see others doing, and we worry that what we might produce could look amateur in comparison. But there has never ever been a better time to embrace video content. Even if you don't have a professional recording studio, an in-house videographer or prior video experience. And I'll tell you why. Now, one of the outcomes of the global pandemic, with more than half of the world being in lockdown, is that we have seen lots and lots of low production value video content coming out from some of the biggest businesses, brands, celebrities and production companies in the world. They've gone from studios and full production crews to stars filming whole shows on their iPhone in their kitchen. So we've gone from big budgets to low budgets, and audiences are just getting used to this, to not seeing those really highly polished videos. So just because they aren't highly polished, it doesn't mean they have to look amateur. There's some really simple low budget things that you can do to make your videos look really good. It's all about your equipment, your environment and your on-screen presence. And I have some really good tips and advice on all of this in a simple guide that you can download to help you create great looking videos. But let's look at what we're seeing now. Okay, so James Corden has been filming his show, The Late Late Show, from his garage. Admittedly, he has managed to clean it up and it looks very nice. It doesn't look like my garage, but still, it's not a TV studio. And in fact, in this clip, he is hosting Homefest, which was an evening of music, comedy and charity, and we saw many stars just in their relaxed home setting. Now, we're also seeing The Ellen Show being filmed from her living room. We're also seeing things like the news having experts and guests that would have been in the studio dialing in via video link from their homes, panel shows where the whole panel are sat on a video link at home. We've never seen so many people's houses. It's a fairly rough and ready approach, but if it's good enough for the biggest names in TV and news shows and the like, then I'm sure your followers will allow you an iPhone video. So let's look at why you should consider creating videos on LinkedIn right now, as there are so many reasons. Now, LinkedIn is such an underutilized platform. There are 9 billion content impressions on LinkedIn every week, but only about 3 million users share content every week. So that's 1% of the platform's user base getting all those views. Now, when LinkedIn first trialled video in 2017, they found video content was shared 20 times more than any other content, and that trend has continued over time. And a few other reasons. So video posts just are very engaging. It's hard for them not to be, really. People get to see you and they get to know you better. And video posts do well with organic reach as well on LinkedIn, meaning that you are reaching people and not spending money, so you are getting that reach organically. Videos tend to go more viral than other posts, and by going viral I basically mean that you will reach more people than you have in your own audience. But despite how good it is, I know many people are still unsure about getting started with video content on LinkedIn, and it's totally understandable because getting in front of a camera can be very daunting, especially in a professional space like LinkedIn. And I know that you might be worried about unexpected interruptions. Now, will we ever forget this? An interview on live TV in the UK. This professor is answering questions on North Korea and gets gatecrashed by his kids. It's just hilarious. But you have to remember that everyone is in the same boat. As I speak now, lockdown is easing in some countries, but we have become used to this now. We've become used to seeing these not overly highly produced, highly polished videos. So whatever the imaginary bar was before, it really has been removed. Now, there are some things that you should consider though when you make your videos to make them look as good as possible, and these are low budget or even no budget bits of tips and advice. So some basic equipment, you should get a microphone for starters. Like this is a lapel mic that I wear for my videos. I know you might be worried about your backdrop. It doesn't have to be super professional, so you just need to have some considerations over what you want behind you. So for example, this is a wine unit here because I am filming in what was once my dining room. So there's lots of things that you want to think about in terms of the impression you can give off with your background. Now you might be worried about your on-camera presence as well, but really I've got something to tell you on that, which is that you only improve over time. The more you do it, the better you get. I mentioned before, I've got some really good tips on all of this. So at Content 10X, we've worked with so many video creators over the years, and we've created a really simple guide to getting started with video content on LinkedIn, covering equipment, environment, and your on-camera presence and confidence. So you don't need a pro studio, you just need my guide. Head to content10x.com/video guide. So now you have no excuses. Start creating your videos on LinkedIn, and I really look forward to watching them.